Welcome to another edition of SKNS's Week in Review. I am your presenter, Mr. Tion Coggins. During this edition, we will recap everything government related for the period March 4th to March 10th, 2022. Please stay tuned. Director of the Energy Unit in the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Dr. Bertil Brown, said that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is moving towards having 100% renewable energy, with the first step being the new solar farm deal and having a wind farm deal on the horizon. Dr. Brown said in an interview at the Energy Unit's office that a power purchase agreement was signed between the St. Kitts and Nevis Electricity Company, Skelec, and Lichtat, which is an energy company based in Switzerland, and that power purchase agreement is for 20 years, where they will be selling power to Skelec.
St. Kitts has a good energy resource in terms of wind, especially in the northeast, because we have the northeast trade winds. So we have a good resource in the northeast of the island. Specifically, Bellevue is a good place that we can have a good wind resource. So it will be good for the country in terms of clean energy and affordable energy as well. First of all, we must understand that whenever one of these projects is being done, there is an environmental impact assessment that is done for the projects. And based on the one that was done for the wind farm, it showed that it would not be of any impact, significant impact to birds.
St. Kitts and Nevis proudly welcomed the commencement of the Comprehensive Disaster Management Audit of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Nevis Disaster Management Department that will enhance the Federation's readiness to reduce the risk and loss associated with disasters.
We are indeed delighted to bring the process of our Comprehensive Disaster Management Audit that will be driven by the valuable contributions of your subject matter expertise and experience. This exciting and critical exercise will highlight the strengths and weaknesses of St. Kitts and Nevis disaster management framework, using the disaster management cycles of preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation as the catalytic foundation to drive the outcomes. Most importantly, this will be driven by you and all of the society in St. Kitts and Nevis.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is one step closer to implementing its recycling initiative following the launch on Friday, March 4th at the Solid Waste Management Corporation Conference Room. The Ministry of Environment and Cooperatives is leading the charge to implement a ban on single-use plastics through public awareness and stakeholder consultations.
The overall outcome of this project seeks to establish a recycling system to improve efficiency and increase the amount of waste recycled by twice the amount. Setting this systemic framework will be a foundational pillar to create efficient and collaborative pathways among our stakeholders and ultimately result in more environmentally responsible actions from all of our citizens.
During his presentation at the annual Department of Agriculture's Advancing Women in Agriculture Forum, held at the Agriculture Conference Room on March 8, 2022, the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Alexis Jespers, stated that women's role varied considerably, are changing rapidly, where economic and social forces are transforming the agricultural sector.
We are aware that women face obstacles in the sector. Cultural barriers and traditions often block women from full and meaningful participation and prevent them from securing the resources they need to become more efficient and profitable. Through our Women's Empower or Enhancement Program, women will gain greater access to resources, and this is a commitment being made, greater access to training and assistance in agricultural productivity, and in creating their own groups as well. The Ministry of Agriculture et al. Is working with a number of women to form the St. Kitts chapter of Caribbean Network of Rural Women Producers, or CANROP. Women represent a crucial resource in agriculture and fisheries through their role as farmers, laborers, and entrepreneurs. Efforts by the ministry to achieve our goals for agricultural development, economic growth, and food security will be strengthened and accelerated as we build on the contribution that women make and also take steps to alleviate the constraints that we face from time to time.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis joined the rest of the world on March 8, 2022 in observation of International Women's Day under the theme Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. Minister of Social Development and Gender Affairs, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, in his national address to commemorate International Women's Day, spoke of the socioeconomic barriers that still exist today that hinders gender equality and the role of single mothers in Caribbean households.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis joins the global observance to commemorate and celebrate the contributions of women to the growth and prosperity of our nation. The theme for this year is Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. Countries have also been encouraged to promote the campaign theme, #BreakTheBias. The theme is timely, given the interconnected global economic and environmental challenges of recent times, further exacerbated by the current COVID-19 pandemic. Gender equality refers to equal rights. It refers to the responsibilities and opportunities of males and females, irrespective of their sex. But it is important to note that Sustainable Development Goal number 5 declares that gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, through the National Disaster Management Agency NEMA, has ensured that the comprehensive disaster management policy is in place across the Federation. Recently, NEMA commenced a comprehensive disaster management audit, which is geared towards testing domestic emergency response systems. According to the Honorable Wendy Phipps, St. Kitts and Nevis remains committed to continuously improving local emergency response systems.
The benefit of coming after is that we get to see how things could have improved, what we could do better, and what we could have learned from in terms of the other member states that would have conducted their audits before. And as I said this, I'm mindful that a CDM audit is not meant to be a one-off occasion. We are only starting this now, but audit is a process that is ongoing, because it is only then we will begin to understand exactly how far we are, where are the gaps, what else do we still need to get done. And especially for small states such as ours, with small populations, small resources, small GDPs, we have to be very careful how we use resources, how we make them sustainable, and how we allocate them, and how we preserve them. So there is a lot at stake here.
During the celebrations for International Women's Day 2022, the Ministry of Agriculture made a special effort to spotlight the contributions of women in St. Kitts and Nevis to the agriculture sector. Director of the Department of Agriculture, Dr. Tracy Challenger, indicated that the role women play has influenced every facet of socioeconomic life within the Federation and encouraged women to pursue further personal development.
This year's celebration has been dubbed Advancing Women in Agriculture. And today's ceremony is a testament that we are doing just that. I just want to point to a few examples, and I'm going back a little bit in history. When I joined the Department of Agriculture in 1999, I was the only female that attended senior management meetings. Today, we have outnumbered the men. We now have 6 women and 5 males attending such a high-level meeting. So we are seeing, and we are also seeing more women entrepreneurs in agriculture. And those that are already in the sector, like Debbie Gilbert, who is here today, are forging the use of technology such as greenhouse and aquaponics in the sector. Even though the husband or male may captain the ship, we all know that it's the women that are the rudder that steers the ship and thus helps to keep us on the sustainable path that will secure our future.
On Thursday, March 10, 2022, Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris witnessed and participated in the official opening of the Switzerland Consulate General in Bastia, St. Kitts. Prime Minister Harris, alongside Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, cut the ribbon to the new consulate with Her Excellency, Mrs. Rita Hammarell Welsh, Ambassador of the Swiss Confederation. Local businessman Mr. Ernest Amery, CSM, MBE, has been named the Honorary Consul of the Swiss Confederation to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of SKNIS's Weekend Review. I am your presenter, Mr. Tion Coggins. Please stay safe.